Another draw then for Juventus. Another poor performance. Another excuse I imagine that Gab Marcotti will make for Andrea Pirlo.
Well, look, I'm curious about this. The performance I thought was actually worse than in previous games. And leaving aside the result, leaving aside you concede a goal, you basically concede a buzzer beater essentially for a number of reasons. What concerned me in this game was they were just way too slow in the build-up. And he's talked about this until he was blue in the face. We want it to be more solid defensively, but when we do have the ball, when we are going to build it up, let's zip it around. Let's make our little triangles that way. It suited Lazio down to the ground to have Juve playing so slow today. Lazio, of course, missing a number of important players like Strakosha, like Immobile, with that whole mess with the COVID test. Are they positive? Are they negative? Do they have a friendly lab? We don't know, but they are being investigated. And really, I think they just completely played into Lazio's hands on the day. And look, they could have still won. We've seen Juve win in the past while playing badly. But to give up the points and to have this sort of performance, I think that's definitely a setback. And it's a setback for Paulo Dybala as well, because that's what people are going to focus on, is him giving the ball away or not, not being alert enough in the final seconds of the game. And it's unlucky for him, but that's the kind of season he's been having.
Now, unlucky's nice, isn't it, Ali? Professional footballer.
It's very nice. Well, we know Gab's a nice guy. Okay, not so much. Look, Paulo Dybala is put on the field. Cristiano Ronaldo comes off. We see that happening, right? And we also see the look of Cristiano Ronaldo to Andrea Pirlo saying, it's me you're taking off. Yeah, you sure I'm coming off? Yeah, oh, okay, all right, I'll come off. So he was questioning that himself, even though he was limping because of the hit that we just saw. Regardless, Dybala comes on, and you see it. The ball gets played out to him. It's 94th minute. All you have to do is keep possession of the ball. Just trap the ball correctly. If you trap it correctly and you clear it to the other end, you win the game. He's unable to do that. And of course, we're going to focus on it because we have seen from Dybala that, all right, midweek, he scores a goal, creates another. You think, all right, maybe this is the confidence coming back. And then you see this. You can't trap a ball at this level. We're going to look at it, we're going to analyze it, and we're going to say, it's just simply not good enough. Just like it isn't good enough defending from Betancourt and Cuadrado on the sidelines either, where they let Correa get around them. That should not happen, and it should not happen to any team, but in particular a team like Juventus, who you would think, defensively, you should be able to see this out. The problem for Juventus today, to be honest with you, they look, if we're going to say they look dangerous, they only look dangerous when Kulusevski started running with the ball by himself in some sort of counter-attacking opportunity. Other than that, there was no real creativity or explosiveness or dynamic movement from this team in the attack. They just absorbed pressure, and eventually Lazio broke through.
That was it, Gab, wasn't it? It was the striking thing the second half as it went on. It was almost as if everyone was just ready to go home from Juventus. Right, let's get the 3 points and off we go. They kind of just forgot to get the job done.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. Look, there's things you can't account for. As Ali said, you don't expect Dybala to do that there. Dybala, who, by the way, like a little detour, he's in the midst of a contract negotiation, which is going to make them one of the highest paid players in the world, or so he thought. That was at the end of last season when he was phenomenal and helped Juve win the title. Now Juventus maybe are saying, hey, you know that contract, Paulo, we're going to talk about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't we wait a couple months before we keep talking about that? Look, in the end, they tried to. I think they went too far the other way. They went down the road with half an hour to go. Once Cristiano comes off, all right, let's see this game out. Let's be professional. Let's be like the old Juve. And the problem is they're not the old Juve, and they're not good at being the old Juve. And then you have that moment, and Correa turns into Lionel Messi, like sneaking between two players. And Demiral, I thought, a bit unlucky that the ball ends up with Caicedo. But still, you become vulnerable that way, and that's a tough spot. But I go back to this. None of this should overshadow what happened before that, and the fact that in the build-up, they were exactly not the way that Pirlo wants them to be. They were slow. And they were predictable, and you paid a price for it. And they were static.
Just real quick, Dan. Gab just mentioned that they're not good at being the old Juve. Well, they're not good at being the new Juve either. See, they're not quite there yet. So the old Juve is not working. The new Juve is not working. So what is working for Andrea Pirlo right now? Not a lot. And so there aren't a lot of signs to say, you know what? Yeah, this team seems to be going in this direction. This is what they're trying to do. So far, we're 7 games into the Serie A season. We don't really know what that this team is trying to do on the field.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.